Look at this little guy going to town, man. I saw him grab this apple from across the street, and he ran his ass off away from all the other motherfucking squirrels. He said, "This entire apple is mine, bitch." Look at that dude go. He said, "Motherfucker, you can watch me all you want. You are not getting this apple." I love it. This dude, I followed him from across the street. He's badass. He a chunky sumbitch too. Get him, boy. Yeah. World Wrestling Entertainment continues its downward trajectory as this week's Monday Night Raw pulls in another new low in the ratings, setting the bar lower and lower like a bad game of limbo. How low can you go? BC is glad you asked because we're gonna talk about it. And Finn Balor now wants to go back to the main roster. Well, obviously, numbnuts. Where the hell else are you gonna go right now? We're gonna talk about it. And Tom Phillips, reportedly released from WWE, and the wrestling world loses its shit. But calm down, hoss. Minnie Cole was never going to be Vince McMahon's long-term plan, nor should he have been. He's good at his job, but he's got the personality of vanilla pudding. We're gonna talk about it. And Vince McMahon is stacking his live events this summer with huge names, and BC has a list of those names. But with the ratings that Vince McMahon is pulling in, is anybody gonna be there? Is anybody gonna give a shit? We're gonna talk about it. And Paige has been banned from her Twitch. Why is that a big news story? Because Twitch is everything that Paige desires. Paige was willing to body slam WWE over Twitch. And now she doesn't have it, forced to pick up another hobby. Maybe she can get a poodle and name that son of a bitch Bobcat Benson and take him for long strolls. Maybe Paige can pick up Yahtzee. Maybe she can pick up smoking. Who knows? At this point, any bad habit is going to be better than Twitch. We're gonna talk about it. And SummerSlam on a Saturday? What? We're gonna talk about it. BC about to jump on a Amplified Express southbound. But before we do so, we getting amplified on that ass right now. BC told you. BC told you for a long time now. When I saw the trajectory of WWE and those ratings fall lower and lower, faster and faster by the week, and I saw it go from 3.2 to 2.8 to 2.5 to 2.3, 2.1, 1.9, 1.7. I said it ain't that long till we're hitting 1.5, and then panic absolutely sets in, not just from Vince and the board members, but the USA Network. Because once you drop below 1.5, bro, there's only one place to go, and that is 1 million flat. Do you possibly fall below 1 million viewers? Because that is as sad as you can get. Oh, how the mighty have fallen from those 5s, 6s, and 7s. But we find ourselves in this exact predicament. And I said less than a year ago that it would be less than a year that we would be talking about 1.5s if WWE continues on this path and doesn't start to change things for the better, doesn't start to listen to people like BC. Well, they didn't listen to people like BC. They have not changed course. And now they find themselves fucking with a 1.5. because this week's rating hit another new low at 1.620. Round that son of a bitch, and you have a 1.6. And when you're gonna put in Nia Jax and Shayna versus Tamina and Natty for the third time in 3 weeks, you're gonna pull in such rating. If you ain't gonna give a shit about your product and your show, throwing your company is all going to turn into shit. The clock will strike midnight. Cinderella will be no more. And it has nobody to blame but Vincent Kennedy McMahon himself. We all saw this happening by the week, dog. By the show. We saw this thing getting more and more tragic, falling more and more off the track, to the point where you started to think, can this son of a bitch be put back on the track? How do you repair this show? It needs so much maintenance, you're almost better just starting from scratch. But that's not an option for Vince. How the fuck do you do that? Take 3 months off, 6 months off, and come back fresh? And would that even change anything? The stubborn bastard up north would continue status quo. A 1.6. I ain't no Nostradamus over here. Anybody who uses logic and common sense could have saw this coming by just following the numbers, following the facts, following the trajectory of WWE over the last several years. You saw this happening. This should not come as a shock. 1.6. They are falling faster and faster, now more than ever. And they refuse to budge. They keep on parading the same rematches, the same fruit roll-up finishes, the same format of these lackadaisical, nonsensical, boring, redundant, pathetic, tragic shows. And for a while, they pointed at the YouTube machine and they said, it's BC, people like BC, they're so negative, they're making pro wrestling not fun anymore. When, son of a bitch, you ain't gotta go on the tube and watch people like BC. Watch the show, and then go twiddle with your fingers somewhere. Go buy a bag of Doritos, put a hand down there, another hand down your pants, and wait for next week's Raw. You ain't gotta watch people like BC, but you choose to. And why? Because you know damn well that BC is speaking the facts. You know damn well that after you watch these shows, you are not entertained. So you go on the tube and you find people like BC to entertain you. And now here we are at a 1.6. 1.5 is next, folks. And once we hit 1.5, we have to seriously start the discussion. Whether you want to have the talk or not, we have to start the discussion of Monday Night Raw, of WWE hitting 1 million flat in viewership. And then, the USA Network will honestly have to consider booting them from the air after years and years, decades on Monday nights. If you can't pull in 1 million, I promise you, USA Network will put Law & Order SVU in that spot, make nearly the same amount of viewers for a whole hell of a lot less money. Because USA Network, you might not know the behind the scenes, and I won't bore you with the details, but USA Network pays Vince McMahon every Monday to put on that show, production value. So even though they have the upfront contract, an upfront NBC Universal Comcast owners of USA, they gave Vince McMahon that hearty deal. And now USA Network gets to reap the benefits with advertisements. They still have a production cost. Last I knew, USA was paying Vince $100,000 every single Monday night. Whether that has gone up or down a bit, I'm guessing it would have gone down a bit since the whole pandemic. But it's still up there. And you could throw Law & Order SVU, still get advertisers, still get a shit ton of viewers, and save yourself a lot of money in your pocket. Just saying, the discussion, sooner rather than later, has to be had about Vince McMahon's WWE being removed from Monday nights. I'm not saying I want that to happen, man. I tune in every Monday out of habit and hope. Habit, because it's what I have done for decades. I can't even imagine Monday nights, no pro wrestling. But if they do such, would another company swoop in and try to capture that Monday audience? Maybe they would do it a hell of a lot better than Vince McMahon right now. A 1.6 is absolutely pathetically tragic, but it's what BC has been telling you was going to happen since really I started this channel. I was right, and I'm not patting myself on the fucking back. I'm not stroking my ego. I am literally demanding that this company pull its head out of its own ass. Finds that passion and that amplification once again. Have a fresh format. Create larger-than-life characters and storylines we give a fuck about. Culminating moments at pay-per-views. No more rematches. No more fruit roll-up finishes. Damn, man! These are simplistic changes at the core that could drastically help that company and in the process, its own superstars and its own fans. 1.6. The new low. Absolutely pathetically tragic. Moving on, Finn Balor recently did an interview where he said he now wants to go back to the main roster. Well, obviously, dude! Where else are you gonna go? That's the only option. You ran your course in NXT. You just lost to Karrion Kross twice in a row. You can't go for him again, so where do you go? Bronson Reed's North American Championship? Come on, no disrespect to Bronson, but that is an extreme downgrade for Finn Balor. He's obviously got to go back to the main roster now. So what the fuck do we do? Do we do the same thing that made him go back to NXT? Run this dude dry? Make him seem unimportant? Everything he does, you can turn away from? You can go to the bathroom? You can make that sandwich? Go for a car drive? Listen to your favorite band, the Backstreet Boys? What is it that is going to make this guy special? We know he's got talent. We know he can put on damn good matches. But we saw what happened to him on the main roster. And 50-50 booking helps nobody. 50-50 booking makes you average. And if you come across as average to the fan bases, they ain't going to care about you. So when he came back, he went to NXT. In this interview, Balor said it was only supposed to be 3 months, maybe 6 months tops. It turned into a year, turned into a year and a half, turned into a title run. Probably the best thing for Finn, because you know McMahon would have nothing for him. So my point is, when he comes back, and it's always good to see Finn, and there's fresh matchups for Finn in WWE. I'm sure Vince will make it a point to make them not fresh. He'll give every match to us 116 times. But is the dude gonna come back the same way he left the main roster? Pop collar, smiley, never ate a donut Finn Balor with his little leather jacket. Or are we gonna get a larger-than-life character? Is he gonna finally bring back the Demon? Again, I say this a million times, I sound like a broken record. We don't need to see the Demon 10 times a year. Finn wants to make it special. I get it. Finn doesn't want to use the Demon as a crutch. Those were his own words. He doesn't want to be the demon often because he doesn't want to rest on the demon as a crutch. I find that to be a load of fucking bullshit. Pro wrestling is based on larger-than-life characters. You're not resting on a fucking crutch. Mark Calloway didn't rest on The Undertaker. It worked. People loved it. You were great at it. You became a champion as the demon on the main roster. But no, you're too good for the demon. You don't want to rest on it. And fans are supposed to go, I think that's admirable. That's really cool how he just wants to be pop collar. But it doesn't work. You have a character that nobody else can pull off. This demon that you created. I don't buy that Vince McMahon thought it was too close to The Undertaker. Or the Fiend character was in development, so you can't have the demon. No, the demon's badass. The demon is original. The demon works. Bring that shit back. Even if it's only twice a year. At least once a year. But damn, bro, just getting rid of it? Whether it's a collaboration of Vince and you having a discussion and saying, let's put it on the back burner. If you come back to the main roster, Finn, that fucking demon better be coming with you. Nobody in their right mind can say the demon should be no more. We're not even asking for 12 times a year, 10 times, 5 times, 3 times, once or twice. Make it fucking special, bro. And where do you bring this dude back, by the way? Does he go right for a fucking championship? Are you going to bring him right back to take on Bobby Lashley? Are you going to have this dude take on Roman Reigns? This dude could not beat Karrion Kross twice. And Karrion's a badass mofo. You guys know I love Karrion Kross. And I don't believe that Balor should be beating Kross. But if you're using logic and common sense, you could not beat NXT's Karrion Kross twice in a row. So now you can all of a sudden beat WWE's main roster big boys? You could take out Lashley? Snap of a finger. You could take out Roman? That's what I mean. You better bring back the demon to make people think, this is gonna be good. We understand he could beat Karrion Kross, NXT's top dog. But the demon has a damn good chance against Lashley and Roman. Obviously, he should not be beating either one. But you want your audience to believe what they're watching. You can't take out Karrion twice, but you're going to go and take out Roman. You're going to go and take out... So you get elevated for losing twice in a row. Or do you have him join the main roster once again, right at the mid-level? What's he going to do? Take Apollo's championship? I guess I could see that happening, but I'm not going to give you a mulligan. I'm not going to give you a hall pass. I'm still going to demand in the near future that the demon returns. It needs to fucking happen. Pro wrestling needs characters right now, man. You can't rest everything on Roman Reigns and Bray Wyatt, but that's what they're doing. Alexa Bliss has a damn good character as well. But if you keep doing the same thing every week with Alexa Bliss, that's going to run its course with people. But you can't rest the entire company on just Bray Wyatt and Roman Reigns. Their shoulders eventually will get tired. Finn Balor has a damn solid character. Use it! Moving on, and this is a real clusterfuck of a story. Tom Phillips reportedly released from WWE, even though after this news broke, BC got word that Tom posted on social a retweet of 205 Live airing. So if Tom Phillips is definitely released, somebody forgot to tell good old Tom. But jokes aside, Tom Phillips was good at his job, man. Tom Phillips held the fort down on Raw when WWE needed him the most. And he didn't completely shit the bed. He's actually good. But let's be honest and truthful with ourselves. He was not the guy that we wanted to see and hear for the next 10 plus years. You guys know that. He was never the long-term plan, nor should he have been. We need somebody, a larger personality, somebody that can captivate. That's why when we saw Adnan Virk replace Phillips, we said, wait, we didn't say downgrade. Adnan Virk made the show worse. And we didn't even think that was possible. But that shows you how important a commentator is. Adnan Virk made it worse. Adnan Virk made you appreciate Tom Phillips. And I think that's why the wrestling world today is upset at this news. Is because you do appreciate people like Phillips so much more. But we all can agree, if you think about it, and you ain't even got to think that deeply about it, this should be right at the surface of your level of thinking. WWE Raw especially needs a larger personality, not a mini Michael Cole. And as much as we love Tom Phillips, or I don't know if love Tom Phillips is the exact quote I would use. We like Tom Phillips, right? Let's not get carried away. Let's not act like Tom Phillips is some BC over here. And a lot of you guys too are saying, BC, we need BC as Raw commentator. Do you honestly think BC would do well with Vince McMahon in his ear? Non-stop. Do you honestly BC wouldn't go rogue live on the air? If you saw BC drop the headset and just catapult backstage, he just runs faster than the Strowman Express back to Gorilla. You know damn well where BC's going. I'm going to whoop some McMahon ass. But thank you for the love, guys. There's no way I could have McMahon in my fucking ear, brah. Not gonna happen. But yeah, I'd be that personality that this show needs for sure. But we do not need a mini Michael Cole, and that's what Phillips was. But we also don't need a fucking Jimmy Smith. Now you're probably asking, BC, what the fuck is a Jimmy Smith? Well, he's some UFC, maybe even I believe Bellator commentator, and he has a podcast. His name's Jimmy Smith. So Vince McMahon is going to try to get another big name in the sports media spectrum. Jimmy Smith from the UFC and this podcaster. So he tried his hand at Pat McAfee. That worked. Tried his hand at Mr. ESPN, Adnan Virk. That did not work. Now he's going to go UFC. Podcaster Jimmy Smith. Now, what's the problem? BC, give him a chance, man. Give Jimmy a chance, little Jimmy. Give little Jimmy a chance. Just a little bit. A little bit of a chance. Well, I wanted to, and then I saw from many different sources that there was a social media post that this dude put out a year or two ago, something like that. Maybe it was 2019. It doesn't matter the fucking date. Check this out. Jimmy Smith admitted that he hasn't watched pro wrestling since grade school. Grade school. The topic came up about pro wrestling, and he responded by saying he has not watched pro wrestling since grade school. And this is the motherfucker that is going to be our new lead commentator, guys. You know why Jim Ross and Jerry Lawler worked so damn well in the Attitude Era? Some would say the best fucking commentator team ever in pro wrestling. You know why? Because they had a life in the business. They understood it. Do you know why Vince McMahon and Bobby Heenan was so good together? Or Gorilla Monsoon and Bobby Heenan? Even better? Do you know why? Because they had a lifetime in the business. They understood it. They knew it. They took it all in over years, over decades. Jimmy Smith, who doesn't even watch the fucking product. Jimmy Smith is gonna save the day, folks. A dude who does not appreciate the business. I am not giving out any fucking mulligans for Vince McMahon or Jimmy Smith. I will let him learn the ropes, but the same way that I critiqued Adnan Virk or anybody in that position, if I don't see that natural it factor for a pro wrestling commentator on a Monday Night Raw 3-hour program, then I am going to call this motherfucker out hardcore on the Raw review this week. Bottom line, I'm giving a chance, and a chance is it. I'm sick of playing these fucking games with this company. Hiring somebody that doesn't even watch the product, that's real fucking swift. But why am I not surprised? Monday Night Raw is hitting new lows in the ratings. And you can look at these decisions exactly as to why. Why did they stoop to the lowest ever this past Monday? Because they had to listen to Adnan Virk. Because they had to watch Tamina and Natty in the main event with Nia Jax. I'm not just a bad guy on YouTube. I'm not just a mean podcaster. I'm not just a boogeyman that wears the black hat in the community. I drop the fucking facts. If you're wondering why nobody is watching anymore, if you're wondering why 200,000 people less tuned in this week from last week, stop blaming the NBA or the NFL or a meteor shower or the presidential debates or a holiday. Start blaming the company. Jimmy fucking Smith. Moving on. WWE live events are being stacked for this summer. They're coming back next month. Vince McMahon is trying to have a who's who. So people, because he knows he did not do anything over the past year and a half. I can go over 10 years, but let's just stick to the past year and a half pandemic time. He did nothing to captivate his audience, so now he's got to rely on names coming back, and he's already advertising some of these names. Sasha Banks is making her return for these live events. Sasha Banks. Edge has also been confirmed. Edge is also being advertised and marketed as we speak for these live events. So not just confirmed, this dude's face, his mug, is already being promoted. Sasha Banks, Edge, John Cena is coming back. I already broke this to you guys a month ago, but I'm just reiterating now more than ever, especially with this controversy. People were wondering if he's still coming back with this whole China controversy, but he is. Vince McMahon don't give a fuck about that. That controversy is going to create cash for Fast and Furious 9, and it's going to put buzz around John Cena. And maybe this will force Vince McMahon to turn this dude fucking heel. Right? John Cena refused to go heel so many times during his career. Maybe this will force him to. So you got Sasha Banks, you got Edge, you got John Cena, and also Brock Lesnar, guys, is a name being tossed around. And Paul Heyman recently threw more fuel onto that fire in an interview. He was asked when Brock's going to come back, if he is. And Paul Heyman said maybe Brock Lesnar is just waiting for live events to come back around. Brock Lesnar does what Brock Lesnar wants to do. That was an exact quote. So I think that's exactly what is happening. There's no way that Brock Lesnar wouldn't have knocked on Vince's door. I would say call up Vince, but Brock Lesnar doesn't use phones. Brock Lesnar doesn't have the internet. He doesn't do any of that shit. He likes to do shit face to face. So I'm guessing Brock wants more of that easy money. I'm guessing Vince McMahon wants to stroke the fucking balls of Lesnar. And that's a relationship you're going to see continue on. They're just waiting for live events. There was no reason to bring back Lesnar for a fucking virtual crowd. Let's be honest. So expect to see Sasha, Edge, Cena, Lesnar. And don't worry, the biggest name I saved for last, you will be seeing Jinder Mahal, the modern day Maharaja. He's actually already back, doing some work on main event and such. I think he even had maybe a Raw appearance. Either way, Jinder Mahal will definitely put those asses into those seats. I'm just having some fun. You guys know I'm actually a Jinder Mahal fan. I take a lot of flack for that. But I definitely see a lot in Jinder Mahal. But a lot of people, he's the whipping boy for a lot of people. So I can use him in some jokes. Nothing but love for the modern day Maharaja. But look for a stacked, if you're going out to these shows, guys, a 25 city tour to see how it goes. They're going to continue after that. They're just trying to make it sound like it's a fucking concert or something. You have to go attend. But expect it to be stacked. As far as the creativity and the matches you're going to get, who the fuck knows? Paige, man, you hear about this one? Paige was banned from Twitch. Now, this is a big story because Paige is going to need your love and support right now because that was Paige's baby. Twitch was her be-all, end-all. She was willing to throw WWE under the bus, which I'm glad, because WWE will be the first to throw you under the bus, so why not give them a taste of their own fucking medicine? But Paige lost her Twitch because she apparently did a live stream watch-along of Dumb and Dumber, the movie Dumb and Dumber. And Paige did a dumber thing by fucking live streaming a watch-along of a movie that is not a part of their partnership. I don't know how... I don't do this fucking Twitchy shit. You know what I mean? The only fucking twitching I did is when I took too much extracurricular activities back in the day as a kid. And, yeah, that's the only Twitch that I fucking know about. So I guess there's movies that are in a partnership program, and you can stream them. Well, Dumb and Dumber wasn't, and Paige never even cared to look. So during her stream, during her watch-along, Twitch just fucking pulled the plug on her. And Paige was furious, evidently. So, so for Paige, we hope nothing but the best for her. Show your love and support. She's gonna need it, man. Paige is without her Twitch, at least for the next month. I think the first violation that I was aware of, I think I read was like a month. I don't know, man. Every platform is different, and there's so many fucking platforms. There's always something fucking new with these fucking people. There's always something new. There's a fucking MySpace. There's a fucking Facebook. Well, there was a MySpace. Younger fucking people are like, what the fuck is a MySpace? There was a MySpace. Then they went to fucking Facebook. Then they went to a Twitter. Then they went to an Instagram. Then they went to a fucking WhatsApp. Then they went to a Snapchat. Then they went to a TikTok. Then they went to a Twitch. How many fucking apps do people need to fucking express themselves or tell everyone how they're feeling or post a selfie? Fuck, I think this is gonna do Paige wonders. Go find a hobby! Much love to Paige, though, man. We really do, we hope she's good. She gets pissed with that shit, man. In all seriousness, but Paige, that Twitch, she fights for that shit, man. Moving on, and this will be the last story. I just checked out the time, man. I'm like, damn, we've been shooting the shit. I'm going to let you guys go about your day. BC's got some traveling to do, but I did want to touch up on this. SummerSlam possibly being held on a Saturday this summer. Now, here's the deal. They were originally planning on, I believe the venue was in Vegas. Vince McMahon's real stubborn, so he wants a specific date and a specific place, and he's not willing to budge. The problem is this specific venue had already booked a boxing event for that Sunday night. So is this a case of that venue just doing something really dumb in double booking? Or is this Vince being that damn stubborn? Whatever the case, Vince is not willing to really budge from that venue. That's where he wants to be. This is the latest report that we got. Anything can change. It could change today, man. But what we're hearing is Vince is so stubborn on this, he's possibly going to move this sumbitch to Saturday night. It's on the table. Do I think it's going to happen? No. But do not be shocked if SummerSlam is held on a Saturday this summer. And BC will be on board, man. That's different. Especially in the summertime, you can get away with shit like that. You know, a lot of people getting together, having some cold drinks, and fucking watching SummerSlam on a Saturday night. Maybe they got a big fucking projection back in the yard. Bunch of friends over with some beers. I think that sounds like a fucking good time. The only thing that could ruin it is WWE's booking of SummerSlam. The show itself is the only thing that could ruin it. But I'm okay with an event being held on a Saturday. When this first broke that this was a possibility, the people that did find out about it, a lot of them were kind of like, oh, I don't know about this, man. This is not how it should be. WWE is on Sunday nights. And I'm like, yeah, but who says that's how it always has to be? You can break from the norm every once in a while. Make it fun. A Saturday night fucking party. Here's an idea. Make the event actually good, Vince. And it'll be a Saturday night to remember. At least for this fucking company. I'm down with it. If you made it this far into the vid, let me know if you would take SummerSlam on a Saturday or not. But it's not that big of a deal. News broke. I know a lot of you guys, this is the first of you hearing about it, but it did break late yesterday. So people were able to see it in the boards that I saw, the message boards that I saw. A lot of people were up in arms about it. Like this was some huge problem that needs to be rectified. Not really, bro. Let boxing be on Sunday. You ain't gotta, just because you're the bigger entity does not mean you should bully others off the venue. They were there first. They had that relationship, that connection, that contract, more than likely, first. Let them be. Go on Saturday night. Everybody wins. I think SummerSlam on a Saturday, this one fucking time, I think it's a fun thing, man. I think it's new. I think it's a shot in the arm that WWE could definitely use. So, anyway, we're going to wrap this sumbitch up, man. We have been shooting that shit amplified, brah. That's why ain't nobody does this like BC on this platform, bro. You could get people shooting the shit for a half an hour, 2 hours. Nobody stays amplified from second one to the final second. Nobody can do what I do at the level that I do it at. Nice thanks to all you guys, man, my amp unit. Much love and respect for now. Red team, go! Think, be, live, amplified. Check you later.